G'day, and welcome to the Best of the Rest F1 podcast with Sticks and Fraser. Tune in weekly to hear everything Formula One.
What's happening? You're on another Best of the Rest episode, mate.
Yeah,
Craziness.
I think hopefully this one will have a bit more vibrancy to it, Sticks. A bit more energy, a bit more excitement.
Bitching and whinging about the regs and how we think the sport's just fucked as a whole.
Yeah, no, we've reset. We're ready to go for the next race.
Had a breather, cleared our mind, focused on the positives, turned the optimism dial up to 100.
Yeah, and we're off to China, ready for a cracker.
Sprint weekend.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Teams are given no opportunity to develop their cars any further. One practice session, straight into sprint quali, sprint race.
Good luck.
Grand Prix quali and main race. How's your chickens?
That's an interesting one. How's your chickens? It's going to be, I think, an action-packed weekend. They're not going to have a lot of time to settle into it, so we may see a little bit of chaos. Well, sprint quali, sprint race, and then we'll see how it pans out. But hopefully, some interesting racing from a fan standpoint. But I don't know. What's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get the negative out the way first. I am a little concerned with the essentially double straights back to back. So at the especially as you're finishing a lap, you've got that back straight as such, which
goes on forever,
which is quite long. Then you got those couple of little right-handers kind of thing, and then you head back up the start-finish straight, which is also very long. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with battery deployment and super clipping and all those fun terms that we touched on last episode. But I'm not going to say too much. I'm going to leave some opportunity to be pleasantly surprised.
I feel like Ferrari might have a bit of a sniff, especially in the sprint. If they can qualify up the pointy end, get that little turbo spooled up and absolutely just rip it off the line Mario Boost style, she could be on.
Yeah, well, going back to Australia, they were quite quick in the early practice sessions. So yeah, they do have an opportunity to get the car together pretty quickly. And obviously the Grand Prix race, they had an amazing start. So in a sprint weekend, if they can get that amazing start on and get themselves out in front and not have a pit stop to be able to fuck things up with, then they're probably on for some good results.
It'd be pretty funny if Hamilton won another sprint race.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing too. Hey, he did quite well here last year. I think he has got a pretty decent record at China. I think it's one of his, well-performing tracks. So
I think he'd actually be secretly a bit pissed if he won the sprint race again. 2 unofficial wins in the red outfit in the Eggmobile this year.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the big fried egg himself.
Let's see. I don't know. I'd just like to see the Mercedes be challenged, and yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's just one of those things. Anything could go down. How are they going to set up the cars for quali? How are they going to work out the energy deployment when they've got 1 hour to do so?
Yep.
Like they struggled with 3 hours in Australia. So, yeah, they're going to be up against it.
Yeah, I think Aston's probably going to be struggling again this weekend. Obviously, they've got major issues and they're predicting that it'll take them a few race weekends to get it sorted anyway, and then not having the time to really further develop the car and work out any more bugs. I think, we won't be seeing too much of them.
Will we see another Lawson-Perez little scuffle? It seems to be a bit of a running theme when these two are on track. Do you reckon we can see one over the upcoming weekend, mate?
Yeah, when they were battling in Australia, I was waiting to see if Lawson was going to flip him the bird again, but seemed to be able to control himself this weekend. Yeah, well, I guess there's a few dependents on it. So Lawson did qualify in the top 10. I think he was 8th off the top of my head. But, yeah, because he bogged down in that start, he ended up battling with Perez, who was quite a fair way down in the old Cadillac. But, yeah, I kind of feel that all things being equal, that Lawson should be kind of towards the mid-pack or top end of the mid-pack, and Perez probably still have a bit to work out with a Cadillac, especially similar to Aston, not getting much run time to be able to work out the car first. I think they'll probably be towards the back end of the field.
I'm just looking forward to see how this one pans out and maybe give us a bit more of a data set to work out where things are sort of heading this year. This is going to be a good test, especially being the sprint weekend. And on that note, I guess we should jump into a couple predictions on how we, think things may or may not go. Most likely probably not, because we really have no idea still.
Yeah, still working it out. So I'm pretty much continuing with the vibe that you started for the start of this pod, and going with sprint pole for Hamilton.
Oh, sprint pole for Hamilton. Yeah. I like it.
Yep. I feel like, he likes China. He's somewhat of a specialist there, and did well in the sprint last year. So why not throw him up there for pole and see what he can do?
Yeah, I like it. I've gone Antonelli.
Nice.
I just hope that he puts the pressure on George Russell early and, shows us what he's got.
Yeah, if Australia's anything to go by, it looks like we might be having a Mercedes battle. So I think it was their first 1-2 since 2019 or something ridiculous. And the first time a Mercedes driver has led the championship since 21.
I saw another wild stat, and it was, I can't remember the year, but it was like 19-something. Since Mercedes had a 1-2 that didn't include Hamilton.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was wild. I can't remember the year now. But yeah, it was massive, which is quite trippy to think.
Yeah, because a lot of their dominance was, Hamilton Rosberg, and then Hamilton Bottas, like those kind of eras.
Yeah, it's wild.
Man.
All right, who do you have winning the sprint, mate?
I've gone for Hamilton to keep it up there. So
nice.
Yeah, I think the sprint pole is probably a little bit more ambitious than the sprint win, to be honest. I think the win is quite achievable. That might come from a good launch off the start. But yeah, I think he can do it. Seems to like the track, and I mean, I've already said all this, but I think he'll possibly qualify on pole and be able to maintain that lead and bring home the bickies.
Lovely. I've basically gone for the same thought process as you, but with Antonelli. Pole, short race. If he doesn't get pipped by Ferrari, I just hope that he can hold on, get that win, get the confidence up there, and push on and, keep George Russell's head to a reasonable size, because otherwise he's going to be struggling to get through doorways if he keeps winning. He's going to be that full of himself.
Yeah.
I mean, he is normally. He's got a few tickets on himself, but far out. It's going to become the George Russell show. Side note, I don't know if you've noticed this, but it pisses me the fuck off how he waves to the crowd.
Oh.
Take notice. He waves to the crowd very similar to like a Queen wave. It's all in the wrist.
Oh, yeah?
It's so fucking arrogant. It pisses me off. You take notice. Like, it's just this sort of, oh, yes, George Russell's here. Yes, I'm here. Bow down. Gives me that sort of vibe. Fucking loser.
No, I haven't fully noticed that, but as soon as you started saying about wave, that was what I pictured. So
Yeah.
I guess I've subconsciously seen that one.
Keep an eye on that. It's wild.
Yeah, did you hear even with Australia when he was being interviewed, he pretty much said that he wasn't giving his all with the battles with the clerks, and you would just get him eventually. So, like
First
just
race of the season.
Yeah, pretty much just saying that he was just toying with him kind of thing. Like, and because he kept saying about like, oh yeah, hope we made it enjoyable for the fans. It's like you're not fucking out there to make it enjoyable for the fans. You don't worry about that. You drive the fucking car as fast as you can drive the car, and we will enjoy that. Don't you try and make fucking overtakes and battles, and you're not an actor. You're not creating the fucking scene for us.
He's the sort of bloke to vote for himself as the best driver of all time.
He would. He would for sure. Well, do you remember that he put a PowerPoint presentation forward to, I don't
Toto.
know, was it Toto to go to Mercedes, or was it when he went to Williams?
I think Toto. I remember something, but what was on the PowerPoint? Just like
reasons for why he should be in that seat. Like how good he is, what he's achieved, what he'd bring to the team. Like a full PowerPoint presentation on himself.
Tickets.
I can't even talk about myself, let alone make a fucking PowerPoint on myself.
Old Fig Jam Russell.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Anyway, speaking of Fig Jam Russell, that's who I've got for pole in the main race.
Fuck yeah, I've done the same.
Have you? Yeah, I think...
It's hard to look past him.
Yeah, I don't think he'll get sprint pole. Just the way he progressed through Australia when they got through their practice sessions, and then especially by the end of Q3, he was rapid. They were, both Mercedes were quite a bit clear of the pack, a few tenths. So, yeah, not the close margins that we were used to seeing last year, where the whole grid, 1st to 20th, was split by like 1 second. Don't think we're going to be seeing that anymore, but yeah, the Mercedes seem to be a few tenths clear of the rest of them behind. So I've locked in Russell.
Yeah, basically echoing your sentiment there, mate. Onto the podium, 3rd position.
Do you want to lead or me?
Go for it.
I've got Leclerc.
Ooh, I've gone Hamilton.
Ooh.
So we both got a red car up there.
Out of interest, who'd you go second?
Antonelli.
Oh, I went Hamilton.
Ooh.
I was seeing if we were on a similar vibe, but just reverse. But so I went the double Ferrari on the bottom end of the podium there. Bit of a coin toss for me for which one I put 3rd and 2nd. And just went with the Hamilton vibes with the sprint to continue some decent form and stick himself in 2nd, and Leclerc to be very close behind, and that'll either be quite close to where he qualifies or maybe a little bit down and get a good launch again.
Yeah, it's hard to see anyone other than Mercedes and Ferrari on the podium, maybe outside of Max. I think McLaren seemed to be a little bit off the pace, and Red Bull probably about the same, but you can't sort of count Max out, especially when he didn't have a full crack at qualifying in Australia.
Yeah, Max is going to be an interesting one that, yeah, like you said, he didn't even get a proper time in for Q1, so he just at the start at the back of the field for Australia, and he did work his way back up, finish 6th, I think, in the end. So, yeah, he's definitely got the potential. Whether he's got it over 1 lap in the Red Bull Ford power unit or not, we're yet to see.
And, yeah, seeing that Hadjar Ford engine blow up randomly. Apparently the Red Bull boys were pretty upset about that because they'd stress tested that engine big time and tried to blow it up.
Yeah, and couldn't.
And then come race day, 10, 20 laps thereabouts in, and then it just goes. So they were pretty disheartened with that. So hopefully that doesn't become a theme with that engine.
James Vowles said the exact same thing with Williams, that they'd taken it out in their test and like all their test days and driven, as hard as they could, trying to break it to know its limits. And then they have some random failure with signs that they didn't even I don't know what the word was, but like they lost all telemetry or whatever, so they couldn't even see what the problem was. And due to the nature of it, the car got deemed unsafe. So they had to like bring it back in and almost like treat it like a fucking bomb. So they've gone from trying to break a car to then, being cautiously moving around it.
Dancing around the hand grenade.
Yeah, to be trying to work out, something to do with the power units and batteries and whatever, how all that kind of interworks together. It's almost like a fucking detonator.
That's scary, isn't it?
Mm.
Wow. So second place, I've got Antonelli. I just sort of see it probably, spoiler, got George first, so I sort of see it panning out probably the same as it did in Australia early on, maybe until Kimi gets a little bit more of a feel for it. I think if you can put a clean weekend together and build that confidence up, I can see him probably really challenging for those wins in the coming races. But I think the key for him is going to be consistency and confidence, because he's got the ability. But if he has a few more of those little errors, like in Australia where he lost it in turn one and had that shunt, I can see him going into his shell a little bit, and that's just going to be a solid number two within the Mercedes lineup if you're going to have a little bit less confidence and not sort of push the limits, because he's going to need to push bloody hard to beat George, who's an established driver and already, he's got a lot more tricks up his sleeve in comparison to a second-year Formula One driver. So he's going to need everything in his corner to challenge, and I'm just hoping that, he can back up with a solid second place early on.
Yeah, and I think Mercedes are a team that they obviously got bitten pretty hard with having two number one drivers with the Hamilton and Rosberg eras. So I feel like they would be wanting to lock in a number one and a number two driver. And if this is going to be the first time that they're showing, true dominance or however you want to word it, and they are going to be looking like being out in front, then they're just going to be waiting to see which driver takes hold of it the best. So Antonelli's best chance of a championship or being classed as the number one driver, obviously at George Russell's massive dismay, would be by claiming some decent points early on and getting ahead and making the team have to back him.
So have you got Russell winning it as well?
I have gone for Russell to win as well.
It's hard to overlook that performance in Australia, isn't it?
Yeah. They were just in a bit of a different league. Like, I know he pretty much said that he was somewhat toying with Leclerc. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing a lot there, but saying that he wasn't trying that hard in the battles because he knew that he'd be able to get it later on. So, like you saw when they pitted under the VSC and Ferrari didn't, that they caught up to the back of them that quickly when they had clean air. So, I think obviously Ferrari dropped the ball there. They should have pitted or at least split their strategy. And they've still got that inability to kind of make decisions on the fly and see what the race is doing or listen to their drivers.
Like the argument was that, it wasn't quite in our window and we didn't expect it to be able to go on a one-stop. But that Mercedes have just more or less guaranteed themselves on a one-stop or locked themselves in on a two-stop. Yep. So with both drivers, because they both pitted. So pit Hamilton, keep Leclerc out in front and pit Hamilton.
Yeah.
And split the option and then see what happens. You may get lucky.
And then you also would have had the opportunity to use your second driver as such to try and battle with the Mercedes or be on track position and slow them up and get that bit of a buffer. Or maybe it ends up that was the better strategy and you've still got one driver in the mix.
Exactly right. You hedge your bets, and you also know that there's this boost mode that can yo-yo with the overtakes, so that if you are out in front of the Mercedes or you can get within that second after the pit stop, well, you may be able to battle and yo-yo, and that may help Leclerc out in front if you're with Hamilton, allowing him to overtake and then have a bit of a battle, which would hold up the Mercedes, give Leclerc more of a shot. Overall, as a team, you've got something to fight with. But if you just both go, oh yeah, well, all or nothing, more or less, it just doesn't make sense.
I wonder.
They're like risk averse.
Yeah, I wonder with this kind of yo-yo phrase you kind of been using, that if teammates were to work together with the amount of extra boost that they get in their overtake mode, I wonder if they worked together and, one went first and got the overtake mode, and then the next lap the next person gets it and then they overtake, and it's down a straight where it's not going to affect the car running in first or ahead.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the lap time.
Would that actually benefit them? Is it almost like a slingshot or whatever they call it in NASCAR?
It'd be interesting to look into those early lap times in Australia and see whether they were any quicker than the established running later on, because, they could definitely be an option.
Yeah.
Why not? Overall, if it's going to net positive for the team, you just do it.
Yeah.
But not if you're in a red car, because they don't know how to do a strategy. Especially they're not flexible.
No.
I just don't understand. Like, you're not risking it all, especially when Hamilton was saying, like, bring me in.
Yeah.
Like, why did I not box?
Yeah. Then they left it too late on the second VSC. By the time the drivers were coming around, the pit crew was out, and it made it look like the drivers decided not to come in, but it was actually just that you saw on the telecast that as soon as they came around that pit straight, it had VSC ending. So by the time it came onto the screen for the telecast, the teams would have already known that probably 10 seconds prior.
Yeah, I think it was Hamilton was ripping into him again, and they're like, oh, we didn't want to risk it. But they would have had time to probably, in hindsight, they would have had time to drop in and pit and then come back out. But again, they don't want to take the risk.
Even if, half of the time they were in the pit lane, the VSC was still out, you've still gained, half of a quicker pit stop.
The way I think about it too is that you're definitely not the fastest car on track, and that Mercedes are the ones to beat. So you've got to take a few risks here and there to compete with them. You can't just run your optimum race on paper and not take advantage of these things and expect to beat them. Like, that they've got you on pace, so you need to take a risk here and there to try and beat them, unless you're just comfortable, following them home, essentially.
Yeah, I don't know. Ferrari just seem to do it time and time again. They've just got these set strategies laid out, and they just don't know how to read a race. That's as kind of simple as I can put it. It consistently happens with them.
It's almost like someone doesn't want to make the call and be the one who is going to cop the flack if it doesn't work out. I don't know what the culture's like within the team, whether, maybe you don't get much of a second chance if you make some horrendous calls, where if you just take the safer option and go, no, data backs that, no, we don't really want to take this. We don't want to take this risk. Not sure. But it's certainly a weird one.
It's almost a bit more like a Hail Mary. They're gambling more by staying out. You've got the VSC, you've got that, reduced window where you can make a pit stop and it not cost you as much time. All the other teams ended up coming in. They even had, on that first VSC, they actually had 2 cracks at it where they could have, it wasn't just that initial call and then the VSC was in. They had another lap past the pit lane and full lap where they could have gone, fuck, yeah, everyone else came in, we've shit the bed there. All right, let's pull one of them in. Let's pull Hamilton in and leave Leclerc out in front and just see what happens.
It feels very much like indecision is what rules the decision making, and they just default to what they've decided pre-race.
Yep.
Very rarely do you ever see an aggressive call from Ferrari to try and risk it and see how they can go. And I mean, risk it's probably too strong of a word as well. It's like you just sort of play the odds. Oh, well, if a VSC's popped up and everyone else has, well, pit one of your cars.
Yeah.
Because that way you're giving yourself the best chance of having the best result with one of the vehicles. It seems quite simple, and I know it's easy for us to sit here on a comfortable couch in hindsight after the race, not under the pump, not having all these eyeballs on you and the pressure of shareholders, etc. But it's what you do, it's what you train for, it's what you live and breathe. There's got to be, you can run all the simulations you want, but sometimes opportunities arise that you don't necessarily foresee, and you've got to make the call and maybe listen to one of the most successful Formula One drivers of all time.
Yeah. But just the fact as well, like, they were given that opportunity of a second bite at the cherry, and
they would have had a solid 2 minutes to think about it.
Yeah, like, that's the part that really gets me. It's, yes, you were out in front and you made that decision. Oh, no, I think optimal strategy will stay out. But then when you see everyone or the amount that came in, wouldn't you then go, fuck, maybe we should try something different? You've got a minute to, probably 2 minutes to chat about it with the, all the high-end performance engineers and whatnot and strategists to then go, yeah, okay, if VSC is still on by this stage, and they'd be seeing what's happening on track. And I think one of them even gave the feedback as they went past of this VSC is going to be a little while because of whatever, the debris or whatever it was, or where the car was positioned or whatever they had to bring in. But they just, didn't act at all.
Frustrating. Right, 2 more predictions. We got left of field. I've gone with, I don't know if this is left of field enough, but I've gone with Carlos Sainz to score some points.
Yeah, fair enough. Hard to gauge with the new regs and stuff. Last year, I guess they were somewhat steady around that best of the rest pack, but yeah, coming off a car failure and whatnot, I think that's acceptable.
What have you got, mate?
I definitely have gone left of the field. I've gone Antonelli, no points.
Oof. I hope that doesn't become a theme of the year, a nickname for him, because otherwise my prediction for the champion might be way off.
Yeah, you might struggle. No real theory to back this.
Vibes, as we like to say.
Yeah, the vibes aren't even fully there, to be honest, either. I was struggling for some of the things that I was thinking of that, might come true weren't really left of field enough. So, yeah, I just started getting this little niggling feeling that Mercedes were going to have a little fuck up here shortly of some kind, whether it's actually Antonelli or a car failure or stupid strategy or something.
Right, drop the ball. Does that theme continue then, or?
Yes.
2 for 1 special.
I just realised I probably shouldn't have done that, but anyway.
All eggs in.
Drop the ball is Kimi Antonelli.
Oh, gone rough on the young fella.
Yeah, I didn't even realise I'd gone that rough on him till right now.
Well, I've gone for a Williams theme and I've gone Albon to drop the ball.
So you're going left of field for his teammate to get points.
Yeah.
And then drop the ball for
him to shit the
Albon
bed. Yeah. Have a stinker.
So what's a drop the ball then if it's his teammate getting points is left of field? What's a drop the ball for Albon?
Oh, just down there, having a rough weekend.
It's a bit vague, mate.
This come from the bloke who put Aston to drop the ball, and they'd already dropped the ball before Australia. That's
not my problem.
That one was a gimme.
No. You didn't debate it. That's your fault.
That was a very convincing no.
No.
Money's already in the bank. So, yeah, we'll see how that pans out.
Yeah.
I'll debate it after the race if I give enough of a shit about the point.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing. You just got to argue it if it happens.
Yeah.
See how good your debate team experience has paid off.
Yeah, no. Not it.
What can you foresee as a bit of a storyline for this weekend?
Good question. Didn't prep for this one, so I'll just pluck something out of the top of my head. I'll run with the theme of. Actually, no, I'm going to change it up. Lindblad, two solid performances back to back.
Ooh.
Yeah, I can see that. That's going to run with Lindblad's going to have a bit of chat amongst the Formula One media about the young man and his powerful start to his time in Formula One.
Yeah, that would be an interesting one to talk about and unpack next pod if he was able to get some good results in again. So I've gone with, can Ferrari keep up? Can they keep up with the Mercedes? Are they going to be there and thereabouts? We've predicted them to be around the mark. But yeah, I guess what's going to happen if Verstappen gets that, full quali sessions in. If Hadjar, qualified third last week at Australia, can he qualify good again and actually get through more than, half a dozen laps or whatever it was until his power unit shit itself. So, yeah, is the Red Bull going to be there? Like, we haven't really mentioned them this episode, but are they going to be there causing headaches for everyone? It was Ferrari's pace last weekend was a bit of an outlier because they got such a good launch, or are they going to be there? So, yeah, that's kind of my eyes on the prize for Ferrari.
Can Ferrari keep up?
That's it.
I bloody hope so.
Oh, they do.
I want to see a challenge at the front, and I don't want to see dominance early. No.
The other ones we haven't even mentioned is the McLaren boys, Piastri and Norris.
Yeah, I guess we didn't really see a whole lot. Like, Piastri obviously didn't race. Norris was a little bit off the pace in practice, and reckons that they couldn't go much higher than what he did, which I think was about 5th or something.
Yeah.
So a lot of question marks around McLaren. We're going to need to see a bit more from them over the next few rounds to sort of have a rough idea of the pecking order.
Yeah. I guess Piastri, like you said, he was absent from the race, and Norris had a bit of an absent race in general. Just didn't really do too much. I think the only position he gained was Hadjar with the engine failure, but also Lindblad had jumped him at the start and he got him back. So that was the one position that he gained as such. So pretty quiet race from Norris.
And 51 seconds off the lead is a scary proposition, considering he started 5th, finished 5th, 51 seconds off. Obviously, Max, he 54 seconds in 6th position, but he started way in the back of the pack. So there may be a bit more pace there for Max. But yeah, if McLaren dish up that package, they're going to be squarely 3rd or 4th fastest, which is not encouraging signs at all.
No. So,
but time will tell.
It'll be interesting one.
We don't want to get ahead of ourselves, really.
No. I think the one thing that Australia has told us, I think, is that the top 4 are still the top 4. I don't think we're going to see any changes around that. It's just going to be who in that pack is going to take it and run with it, or if it's going to be a bit of a battle. Hopefully a battle.
Well, we're tuning in to see how it all pans out. I don't think I have anything more to add for the Chinese Grand Prix, mate.
No, I think that's it. Just buckle up and see what this week holds.
And on that note, box.
Righto, time to get us out of here. If you've liked us, hit subscribe, leave a comment, or give us just a general like. We'd love to see some feedback, and we'll See you on the next one.
Peace.
Boy.
Oh, look at this. This is not a dog. This is a piece of shit.
Wave his, Wave his magic driving sticks.
Yeah.